It's mailbag time here on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and in today's video, we're just going to answer questions from subscribers about the latest news, rumors, looking into the offseason, maybe some position battles, and more. If we didn't get your question today, that means you're not subscribed. We only answer questions from subscribers, so change it. If you're not subbed, hit that big red button right now. My guy, Big Fernando, coming in with a $10 super chat. Shout out for the love, my guy. Says, how comfortable are you with our running backs? Good question, man. And to be honest with you, I am pretty confident in this running back room. Look, we all know what happened in the offseason. The guy that played here is no longer here. We don't have anyone better than that guy on this roster. I think everybody should be able to agree with that. But I do like the stable of backs that the Giants have. I'm a big fan of Devin Singletary. I thought maybe the Giants overpaid him a little bit. And the more research I did, talked to some people down in Houston, Texas, our Texans fans. This guy runs hard, and he's always healthy. He's always available. Rushing yards over expected. He is one of the best in the National Football League. He runs through arm tackles. He's going to fight for those dirty yards. Underrated receiving back. I am a fan of Devin Singletary. Not sure if he's going to give you the juice in the home run hitting that Barkley does. I am actually confident he does not. But he's also someone that can do things Saquon can't. 3rd and 2, get your head down and go pick up 2. I also like the other guys you have on this roster. Eric Gray, 5th-round pick last year. Tyrone Tracy, 5th-round pick this year. You still also have a couple of other backs. One of my favorite Giants, Sean Corbin, just because I called it when he was a UDFA that he was going to be pretty damn good. And Gary Brightwell. It's going to be a fight to make this roster. I would get chewed out in the comment section if I did not mention Turbo Miller, a.k.a. Dante Miller. Yeah, he ran a 4.2 at his pro day. He's extremely fast, but he's a UDFA. Long shot for him to make the roster. He's got talent. Maybe he does it. I know a lot of people are rooting for him. Fernando, I feel good about our running back position. We could be definitely in a way worse spot if you could just be in a worse spot. You just could. Joe G coming in with a $25 super chat. Shout out to Big Joe. Says, how well do you think Nabers and Jones will gel this season? Especially after Nabers has stated the Giants need to figure out their QB situation prior to the draft. I don't have any problems with what Malik Nabers said at the NFL Scouting Combine. I think those quotes got taken a little bit out of whack as I try to just pull this up and see if I can get the quote real quick, and it's not coming out. Let me see if this is not. But look, Daniel Jones, quite frankly, needs to prove himself to Malik Nabers. And Malik Nabers has got to prove himself to Daniel Jones. I think that Nabers is a perfect type of receiver for DJ. He gets open quickly, creates a lot of separation. He could take the top off. He could kill you in the intermediate spot. He could catch it right off the line of scrimmage and eat up yards after the catch. I think he's a perfect complement to Jones. And I'm not really worried that Nabers said, they've got to figure out their quarterback position. Because you know what? They do. They tried to trade up to get a quarterback. Giants aren't sold on Jones. Why should Malik Nabers? Let's get in the building. Let's work together. Let him catch some passes. Maybe he changes his mind. Seems like everybody that's played with Jones believes in him. Nabers has it. You hadn't seen him have a lot of success in this league. Probably shouldn't believe in him. But you know what? Your teammates now, and I think Nabers is a good kid. I think he's getting kind of a bad rap for nothing he's done, which is a little bit upsetting to me. Nabers is going to be fine. And you know what? I think he'll be just fine with Daniel Jones. What do you think, though? Las Vegas has the New York Giants win total at 6.5 this season. 6.5 this season. Over or under? Over or under? Type O for over, type U for under. I want to hear from you in the comment section. Jay Jan, what's up, man? Says the AFC North is tough, bro. We got to start 3-2. Yeah, look, the Giants have the 6th hardest schedule in the National Football League. They got to play, obviously, the NFC Beast. They also play the AFC North. I think they play the NFC South, off the top of my head, if I do remember as well. That's the 6th hardest schedule in the league. It's going to be tough. And when you got to play games against Baltimore and against Cleveland and against the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals, maybe the best division in football, it's tough. Got to start 3-2, he says. Let's just start 1-0. Let's just start 1-0. Rumors have it, it'll be the Washington Commanders that you play. But let's just start 1-0. Because I don't want the season to be over after week 1 like it was last year. because that's what it was when it was 40-0 and Andrew Thomas's hamstring was left at the 50-yard line at MetLife Stadium. Let's just win week 1. Just win week 1, and let's have some fun. Razor Shockwave says, in a $5 super chat, thank you for the love, bro. So I definitely get not talking about 25. I'm sorry if that upsets you. I just can't, man. What do you think the over-under is for Neighbors for the season, and what home game should I go to? I'm just exhausted talking about the future and the future and the future. Now, let's just do it now. We talked for months about a quarterback. They didn't draft one. So I'm sorry, Razor Shockwave, for not wanting to talk about 2025 QBs right now. I just need to see him play. I don't have a great evaluation of them, so I don't want to just speak out of my ace. Over under for Neighbors. For Malik Nabers? I think ESPN put out stat projections for Malik Nabers, and I think it'll be right here if so. Their stat projections were like 700 or over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Look, I think Neighbors come in, catch 50-plus balls, push for 750 yards, and can you catch 5 touchdowns? Can you catch 5 touchdowns? That's what I would like to see him do in his rookie year. I believe in him. I think he's a really good player. I don't understand the hate he's getting, and it's kind of upsetting me a little bit, but you know what? I just want to give the guy a shot. I think he's a big-time player. I think he's going to change life for the Giants on offense, and I want to see him have a big year. I don't know what the numbers are. I gave you some rough ones there, but how about 1,000 yards rookie year? That'd be pretty dang cool. Let's be Giants. $5 super chat. Thank you, bro. Says DJ needs to get in good spirits with Malik Nabers immediately and give him number 8. You think Daniel Jones should give Malik Nabers his jersey number to win him over? To win him over. Yo, Malik, you can have my number. Thing is, you may only have to wait 1 year to get that number. Look, they both got to prove to each other that they are those guys. Jones has to prove himself. Nabers has to prove himself. Both come in, chip on your shoulder, head down, work hard, and let's go dance in the end zone a couple times on Sundays. That sounds pretty cool to me. We'll get to more questions coming up in a second, but I have to tell you about our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that promo code CLNS. And Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app, will hook you up with a 100% deposit up to $100. Probably my favorite part about Prize Picks is how easy they will give you an opportunity to win. They make it easy on you for you to win money. They do specials all the time. And right now, they have a deal for Caitlin Clark and her WNBA debut, 99% off. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply choose more or less on their projected stat line, and you can include Caitlin Clark for her NBA debut at half a point. Select the more on that, pair that with another play, and you could be bringing in some big-time money. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks will hook you up with a $100 deposit bonus. Alex, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat, bro. Says, let's go, G-Man. Because I'm excited about Theo Johnson. I am too. I had Theo Johnson mocked to the Giants in my final mock draft. Not going to pat myself. You know what? I will. I had Malik Nabers, I had Drew Phillips, and I had Theo Johnson in my final mock draft. 3 out of 6 on that. Was feeling pretty big time. Only thing I needed was Christian Mahogany, and I went 4 for 6. I'm excited for Theo Johnson. I don't think Darren Waller is going to play football this year. I want him to because the Giants are better if Waller's on this team. But in addition to Theo Johnson, excites me for the future of the Giants tight end room. He's an athletic player. He was graded out in the 99th percentile of scouting combine history of all tight ends. He's extremely athletic. I want to see him, though, used more as a receiver. I always feel like these players from Penn State are underutilized when they come into the league, and sometimes they take the step to another level. If I had to compare him to somebody, it would actually be Mike Gesicki, a very athletic tight end. Didn't Gesicki also go to Penn State? Yeah, Penn State tight end as well. I'm excited for Theo. I want to see them use him in the red zone and even split him out wide sometimes and see if you can get a mismatch on him and let his athletic ability take over. Nope coming in with a question. Oh, this is going to be great. There's a good chance Carmen Bricillo develops Neal, Azudu, and McKeithen and continues to improve in Luminor and Thomas, maybe Runyon, just make us a top 5. Oh. If Evan Neal, I'll put it like this. If Evan Neal can play to the floor of what people thought he was going to be when he came into the NFL, mind you, he hasn't even done that. If he just plays to the floor of what the draft experts thought he could be, this O-line would be in a good spot. Thomas is good. I think Runyon is above average. I think John Michael Schmidt's going to have a big year too. I think Illuminor's better than Runyon. And then you also have Evan Neal playing to the floor of what he was supposed to be when he was the number 7 overall pick. Top 5, I don't know. How about we just do top 16? Or how about this? Top 31. How about just not the worst? How about just not the worst? How about we give up 84 sacks instead of 85? As you could tell, I am still scarred from the offensive line last year. Gilly, thank you for blessing us with your presence, Gilly. Says, what do you think of Daniel Jones being ranked 32nd quarterback? Love him or hate him, that take is super emotional, ignores context, and trivializes his 2022 success. Big word, Gilly, today. Gilly, there's just so much more nuance to this conversation than him just being ranked number 32. Look, if you watch this show, you know how I feel about Jones. But I do not think he is the 32nd best quarterback in the world. I think he's probably 25th or 24th or 26th, somewhere around there. He is better than other quarterbacks in this league. But you know what? Those lists don't matter. And quite frankly, what I say about Daniel Jones doesn't matter. And that's the best part about sports. That's the best part about football. Daniel Jones can grab the pen and he can write the future of what he is as a player. You go out and play good this year, Daniel Jones, you win 7-8 games. The Giants are in the competition for the NFC East as we get into December and then maybe even January. You might be back on this team next year. Daniel Jones holds the cards. I don't want to hear any more excuses. You paid a guard. You paid 2 guards. You drafted a receiver. I want to see him have success. I do. I just don't know if he will. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Way better than the 32nd. Maybe 23rd, 24th. So maybe not way better. Subscribe to the channel. Free, informative, entertaining content every day on your New York Giants. Brian Combs, what's up, man? $2 super chat. Thanks for the love. Says, heard we have one of the fastest wide receiver rooms. We do. Malik Nabers, 4.3. Jalen Hyatt, 4.3. Wan'Dale Robinson, 4.3. Darius Slayton, extremely fast. You got 4 teams that could take the top off. 4 players that could take the top off. That's not even including Bryce Ford-Wheaton, who is one of the most athletic people to ever play in the NFL. Just don't know if Bryce Ford-Wheaton will be a part of this team when you get in to the regular season. But yeah, you can see that Joe Shane has placed an importance on speed at the wide receiver position. Hyatt, Robinson, Nabers, and he even re-signed Darius Slayton. DBM, Marsh, is the Allen Robinson trade a precursor to trading Slayton to the Saints for Lattimore? Well, one, Allen Robinson was signed by the Giants. He signed a 1-year veteran minimum deal is what I told. Maybe some incentives in there. I don't think that because you sign Robinson, it means you're trading Slayton for Lattimore. But I do think that it opens the door a little bit for a Darius Slayton trade. I still think it is more likely than not that he's on this team. It's more likely he's on this team than not on this team. But he wants a new deal. And the NFL is all about taking advantage of your opportunities. He's going to push for a new deal. Maybe if he doesn't get a new deal, he has to be traded. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think he's wearing number 86 for the Giants week 1, though. Stephen Belinas, what's all this talk of Jones needing to have a good season? Let's see my boy Drew Lock have a breakout year like Mayfield and Smith had the past 2 seasons. Thoughts? I like Drew Lock. But like Daniel Jones, I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. I don't think he's someone that can win you a Super Bowl. And for that reason, I think the Giants are still in need of finding that guy. But I'll tell you this much. I'd rather lose a game 35-28 compared to 21-17. Lock's going to make it a little bit more fun. Lock's got a little Jameis Winston in him. He'll throw 30 touchdowns. This might throw 35 interceptions as well. In all seriousness, I actually am interested to see Drew Lock work with Brian Dable and Mike Kafka and see if they can maybe get anything out of him. It's Daniel Jones as a starting quarterback. It's his job to lose. Will he lose it or will he keep it? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. That's for sure, especially if he's not ready to go week 1. Lock's going to get snaps with the first-team offense this offseason because Jones still is rehabbing. It is going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. What team in the NFC East do you hate the most? What team in the NFC Beast do you hate the most? Type D for the Dallas Cowboys, P for the Philadelphia Eagles, or C for the Washington Commanders. I want to hear from you. What team do you hate the most in the NFC East?